All right. So, as a social seller, you know the place to be is Instagram, right? And maybe you've started your account, maybe you've started to repurpose your Facebook content over to Instagram, and you feel like you're frustrated. It's not translating, you're not building a brand new audience, and you're wondering why. And the main reason for that probably is you are treating Instagram exactly as you are treating Facebook. And at the end of the day, Instagram is not Facebook. Is there a lot of similarities? Absolutely. Can you take content and share on both platforms? 100%. But you do need to be intentional with what content you're sharing on which platform and what content you're purposing and how you're sharing on those platforms. So let's talk about Instagram and specifically your Instagram grid. Now, you want to think about your Instagram grid as you're marketing for strangers. Your grid is what's going to tell a stranger when they land on your account whether your content and your account and you are relevant to them, and you only have probably 3 to 5 seconds to do that, right? And so, of course, you've got your profile, which is that little description next to your picture, and you got your name and all those pieces, but ultimately, they're going to look at your grid and it needs to pull them in. So, what I teach my clients to create when they are building out a personal brand that goes into Instagram are content pillars. And your content pillars are basically the soapbox that you want to get up on. They're what you want to be known for. They're what you're here to share. And here's the thing, you guys, you're not here to share your life events, birthdays that are happening, kids' sporting events necessarily, your anniversaries, all those pieces. You need to create content that has value for a stranger so that when a stranger lands on your account, they immediately know whether your account is for them or not for them. And so you want to have your ideal customer in mind when you're building out your personal brand and when you're creating content, okay? I've actually dumped a free 20-minute Instagram checklist into the description here that you can download and you can kind of give yourself a quick little check. I got all of these things in place. I know my account is ready to go. Or you can use it to get your account started and kind of focus in on the areas that you need in order to build an intentional Instagram presence. So let's dive into your content pillars. So, your content pillars are essentially the foundation or the basis of your personal brand. They are exactly what you're going to create content around and what you're going to show up and share every single day. So, they're going to be what you start to become known for. And you can have one content pillar, you can have two content pillars. I wouldn't recommend any more than 3 to 5 and start to zero in on the things that you really, really care about. For instance, maybe you care about motherhood and the journey that is motherhood. Maybe you have twins and you want to create an account all around being a twin mom. Maybe you're a hockey mom and you want to create an account around being a hockey mom. Or maybe you are gluten free. And so you want to create an account that gives content to other people that are struggling with being gluten free or learning how to become gluten free. Or maybe you are a health and wellness guru and you want to help women as they transition through perimenopause and give them all the tips and the tricks and all the information that they can have. So your products can absolutely be one of your content pillars, or they can kind of be in the background as supporting characters inside your personal brand. But what I want you to do right now is really narrow down what those content pillars are going to be so that you can every single day when you wake up and you create for your content, for your grid, you can create a piece of content that impacts one of those content pillars, that gives value inside of one of those buckets. We're going to call that your income producing piece of content every single day. And you're going to post that on your grid. And ideally, you have your Instagram and your Facebook connected, so that will immediately post to Facebook as well. Because it's absolutely relevant on Facebook. If you have a VIP group, you can share it in there as well if it has, the same kind of categories of conversations. But it was made for a stranger. A stranger could stumble across it and find value from it. Can you see how this is very, very different than sharing the fact that your kids won the championship last weekend? That still has a place in your social media strategy, but it isn't on your grid. All right. You're going to probably find that maybe in the B-roll, or you're going to find that in your stories, and you may even find that on your Facebook feed, but it doesn't have a place on your Instagram grid. Your grid isn't for birthdays and anniversaries and celebrations. It is for your content pillars and content that you create that adds value for your ideal customer on your grid. So that again, when a stranger stumbles across your grid and they give you that 3 to 5 second glance, they know immediately, is this account for me or isn't this account for me? So take some time now and write down what your content pillars would be. And then go one step further and start to brainstorm what types of content you may want to create for those under each of those content pillars. Okay, it's not a lot of content that you need to create. One post a day will do it on your Instagram grid, but we want to make sure that it does fit inside your brand and ultimately that your grid becomes an absolute like aesthetic vision of your brand. And it's got so much good content in there that your ideal customer can dive deep on your grid, binge your content, start to get to really know you and love you. And you guys, when they see you an expert in a certain area, when they start to like get to know you and they really tune into your content, that's when you're going to earn the right to share the products that you sell, that you recommend, that you love, and get them to become a buyer. If Instagram is something that you struggle with, I do have an Instagram A to Z course. It will walk you through every step of building your Instagram account. You can purchase this on its own, or it is a piece of my academy. So I run the Level Up Academy. It is the all-in program for women in social selling and network marketing. It teaches you step by step how to build out your entire social selling and network marketing business. And Instagram is absolutely a part of that. If you are building an online social selling or network marketing business, you absolutely need to consider Instagram as part of your overall strategy. But you need to make sure that you are building Instagram with intention and that you are, creating content that is meant for Instagram. Okay, that is different again than Facebook, different than TikTok, all the things. But as soon as you do this, you are going to start to see that you build your audience with people that absolutely love you, love the content that you're sharing, and ultimately will become very loyal customers when you start to sell to them. Okay, so in the next training or the next video, what we're actually going to dig into is how do you transition to selling to those customers, to your following, to your audience, because it's not going to be necessarily be done in the way that you may be thinking. We're rarely going to sell on our grid. But in the next video, make sure you dive in. If selling is something that you struggle with and you want to learn how to sell on Instagram, I'm going to teach you exactly how to do that.